Hi everybody, and welcome back to RNBHomestead. Thank you for taking this journey with me from apartment homesteading to my land in Arizona. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that you're notified every time I drop a video. Also make sure to give us that thumbs up and make sure you share. Today we're going to talk about planting raspberries. Yes, raspberries. I am in Grow Zone 7A in Virginia, but because I'm in an apartment, I grow in containers. So while these babies like the warm weather, I'm still going to go ahead and plant them in the containers inside. So let's get to the video. And welcome back. So today we're planting raspberries. So raspberries love warm weather. They usually fruit between July and August, and most of the time you plant these outside 4 to 6 weeks after your last frost date. Here in 7A, Grow Zone 7A, our last frost date is supposed to be April 15th, but we know with this crazy weather, you never know, it might snow in June. So what I'm doing is I'm starting my raspberries inside in a container. So now you're probably wondering with raspberries, and again, as you guys know, I always write it down because I want to make sure you have all the information. Some people just take them, throw them in the bucket, and that's it. I like to give you guys some information because again, I'm semi-new to growing fruits and vegetables, and I know what it's like when you search and you want to know how it's done. There is no absolute 100% way to do this. It is personalized to each person who grows, what worked for them last year, what didn't work for them. So this is how I do it. Take it with a grain of salt, I guess. So let me give you some information. The pH that these little raspberries love is like 5.5 to 6. So you can buy the potting soil for your berries, but I actually make mine. And these, because they have such an aggressive root system, if you plant these outside just on the ground, they're going to take over, just like if you did blueberries, blackberries, strawberries. They have strong roots, so they're going to go all over the place. So that's why I'm potting in a container. Now, use like what I use for my soil. I basically break it up. 1/3 peat moss, 1/3 topsoil, 1/3 black cow mix, and then I add my fertilizer. Matter of fact, let me get the fertilizer because I gone ahead and mix the dirt, but I forgot the fertilizer. Be right back. I'm back. So what I use to fertilize my berries, so what I'll be using for my strawberries and raspberries and blackberries, you can use the Holy Tone, which a lot of people use for their blueberries, but for my raspberries, strawberries, and blackberries, I'm going to use the Berry Tone, which is organic, and again, the instructions are here on the back, and basically it helps with the pH of the soil. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's for the potted plants. You're going to do, for new plants, you're going to do about 2 cups per cubic foot, or you're going to do 1 teaspoon for your established plants. So we're going to consider this established. Some people will say no, I'm going to put the whole 2 cups in there, but because I'm using 12 diameter pots, I'm going to put 4 teaspoons of the Berry Tone in the pot. So again, with my soil mix. Now with my soil mix, basically I take the topsoil and I pour hot water over it to kill any larva is the word, that may be in the dirt. Some people say when you buy it from the store that you run a very small chance of having the gnats in there, but rather safe than sorry. I don't like little gnats flying all around the house. Now there are other methods, some organic stuff that you can put in soil if you do happen to get some gnats, or make it easy on yourself. Go ahead and take some hot boiling water and pour over your topsoil. Then once you let that cool for about 24 hours, so basically I do it the day before I'm going to need it, you go ahead and you mix in your black cow and your peat moss, and that is the soil mixture I'm going to be using for my bushes and trees. Because I'm waiting for my kumquat and my Meyer lemon tree to get here, but when they do, I'm going to show you how to switch them over from one pot to the next, depending on how the pot comes. So many decisions. So let's get into this with these raspberries. So what I did was I went ahead, and here's my pot. I've gone ahead and filled the pot about, I want to say, a little bit over a third's way with my potting, with my soil mixture. So then when I put this when I put the raspberry plant in there, I want to cover it to where the root system is from where it's at right now. So I'm not covering over the plant itself. Okay, no, I just sneezed. Don't start your mess. So let me bring you a little bit closer so you can see the pot, because this is not about me, it's about the plants. There we go, so you can see the pot. Okay, so like I said before, these raspberries, they usually basically produce your raspberry. Now there are different variances of raspberries that you have. So some of them will fruit the first year, some of them will only fruit the second year. And like I said, I'm planting these kind of early because they usually produce the fruit in July or August, but I'm potting them inside. Usually you would plant these outside 4 to 6 weeks after your last frost state. But let's go ahead and open this up and plant these raspberries. Now, for me, what'll happen is, because they're in containers, what I'm going to do is, supposedly next week we're supposed to get into the 50s and stay there, and we're moving into spring, supposedly, but we all know what's been going on with the weather. But what I will do is that, one, they will get direct sunlight, because I am in a south facing apartment, which is wonderful. But what I will do is, once a day I'll take them out for an hour and let them get acclimated with the outside and get even more sunlight, because these are a full sun plant and they do love the sun, and you're looking at about 6 to 8 hours a day. So let's go ahead and pull this out. Okay, come on out, all the way out. Oh. Look at those roots. Now, this is the mix that it came in that I won't use, because I have my own mix, and that's what we're going to be using. But here you can see the pretty little roots of the raspberry. Look at this. Look at that already. It's ready, y'all. So we're going to put this right here in the middle like this. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my soil. Mind if I get my glove first? But I'm going to take and fill around the rim of the pot. Now, again, the raspberries are very invasive, so if you do grow them in ground, if you're lucky enough to have your homestead already established and you have some land, I would suggest planting these in a large raised bed, so that the root system doesn't take over your garden and smother your other vegetables and plants that you're planting out. So these are good for going ahead and doing in a raised bed. I'm also thinking about doing some cranberries. There is a myth that with cranberries you got to have them in a thing of water. That's not true. So you guys make sure you follow along with me, because we're going to be growing some stuff this year. Because again, the goal is to be self-sufficient around these parts here until we can get to that homestead in Arizona that I've been dreaming of. Now, you guys can go ahead and leave some messages, or if you have some questions about my soil mixture down there. You also, I left my email address in the bottom, so you can actually go ahead and email me if you have any questions. Now, like I said before, we're not going to fill this pot all the way up. We're going to give it some room to breathe so that when I do water the plant, that it doesn't have any runoff. Meaning that I fill it and then all the dirt and that starts to run off because I have the pot filled all the way to the top. So I'm probably going to fill it up to about right here. So let's go ahead and get this finished. Now I did say you want to make sure you get the little clumpy clumps, and the little clumpies come from when I put the hot water in the dirt. But you go ahead and squeeze. What is this? Oh, I don't know what that is, but we don't want that in my plant. So you got now, and again, this was bagged soil from the store, the Black Cow. And you never know, they got all kinds of stuff in here. So you know, you got to make sure that you kind of sift through to make sure you don't have any strange stuff in your soil. But as I was saying, if you're doing this in an apartment, you may want to put a garbage bag or something under the dirt when you're doing this. With me having wood floors, I'll just sweep and vacuum it up. Okay, so we've gone ahead and filled that up. Next thing we're going to do is, I got my little tag here with the raspberries, because you know what, I'm not 25 anymore, so I just want to make sure I know what I'm growing. So take this, put it in there, and guess what? You've planted your raspberries. Let me bring you guys back up here with me. So, as you can see, I got a problem. I got all kinds of pots and that just waiting for me to put some vegetables or something in them. I'm starting my flowers also, and I got a lot of planting to do. So I want to thank you guys for taking this journey with me today as we planted our raspberry bush here. And make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so that you're notified every time I post a video. And if you'd like to leave me a message, let me know if you want to see me plant certain things. But I want to make sure you guys have all the information, so when I plant it, you'll see it. So until next time, see you later.